Man, do we need to talk. We need to have a real good heart to heart. And I know you've seen Triple T and Rusty Truck in the thumbnail. That's because I'm going to talk about a couple of them. And I'm going to try to do this without doing a bunch of editing. I really don't have time, if I'm being honest. I'm going to try to keep it short and simple and get this point across. And hopefully this sinks in for some people, because I've checked the temperature, so to speak. I've checked the weather. But no, and I'm trying not to joke in this one either, because this is some serious stuff I really need to say. Let me set this camera up real quick. First things first, though, shout out, happy Valentine's Day, man. Shout out to all the women, wives, mothers, girlfriends, whatever out there. Shout out my significant other, Lindsay, man. I feel so lucky to have her in my life that I'm proud to call my other half, that we grind this thing out together, you know, with these kids and all this crazy thing that we got going on here, man, and all the milestones that we've achieved together, and knowing that there's a day to celebrate that. And I know how some people feel about the holiday. It's a scam. It's a way for retailers to get you to spend more money. And hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to act like any of the businesses that I've been a part of that I wasn't like, hey, come get this Valentine's Day deal. Because you got to do it quick. I live in a small town, so if you're going to have a flower company deliver flowers to your wife's work, you gotta plan that a couple days ahead. I learned that the hard way in the past. But man, just shout out to Lindsay, my wife. Man, I love you dearly. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for being my Valentine. Now let me get to my other Valentines, which is you folks here that follow me and have for years and have been real supportive of me. But there's a few of you that sparked this conversation that we need to have. The main topic that I want to talk about in this video is the fact that us as human beings, us with the brain and consciousness that we were given from God, a beautiful gift, not only view and hear things, but to interpret them how we please to interpret them. What's pleasing to us, make our own decision. That's a gift it's frustrating too, though. See people online who throw that gift away, who don't even realize that they have that gift, and they follow somebody else and their opinion and how they perceive something. I'm saying that to say that the reason a lot of people follow me and watch the videos and support, hit the like button and comment and tell me how funny it was, what they seen, and how they love my sense of humor and my troll style and stuff like that, whatever, is because the way I perceive things matches up with the way they perceive things. And there's a click there, you know, that relatability, right? Like just like a singer singing about something that somebody can relate to, it really draws you in and connects you in. So a lot of these folks who see me clown on these certain people, you already know who I'm talking about. I clown on certain people who deserve to be clowned on because they're just that, they're clowns. I mean, hopeless idiots of the internet, but hey, we love you for it, and we hope you don't stop. And it's Johnny Gobble. I'm not afraid to say your name like you are. You folks out there who follow me and who like me for that reason, who are like, man, I just love the way he sees all the stupidity in this guy. I love the way he sees whenever this guy contradicts himself, whenever this guy makes a fool of himself, tries to slap shift with the traction control off to get up a little embankment. I just love how he points that out, man. And here's that follow button, here's that like, man, here's a comment. Gotcha, man, dude. I love the way you perceive things, man. And I love the way you put your own spin on it and the way you explain those certain things. What you're saying is that your views and your opinions and your perception of certain human behaviors aligns with mine, so much so that you feel this connection with me through this online thing that we're doing here. You feel this connection. You're like, man, this dude not only perceives things and exactly the way I do, and sees the comedy in somebody's idiocy or in somebody's behavior that's out of whack and that doesn't And by out of whack, I mean, it may not be out of whack to somebody else, but it's out of whack to us, right? We agree on that. The problem in lies is when you same people who agree and align your beliefs with the way I perceive human behavior to be either normal or abnormal, funny or not funny, you know, somebody making an ass of themselves or somebody being the super cool, never does anything wrong kind of guy. You align with me on that. And you show that through support, follow, like, comment, hell, even there's, you know, super chats and cash apps that I've been lucky enough to receive from some people, and I greatly appreciate it. Like, you have no idea how much every bit of support that I've gotten means to me. However, the problem lies in is when you same folks who say that you 100% agree with the way I perceive things have an artist that you support, you whatever, you know, you like some songs that he sings, or you just for whatever reason you it can't be both, right? You can't agree with how I perceive things, because my perception of this guy is exactly how I perceive this guy. I put them both under the exact same scope. I don't, and that's honestly the real ones out there, and that's where Rusty Truck comes into play. The real ones out there will tell you, all you little shit stirrers that try to go in a chat like Rusty Truck's chat or Triple T's chat and try to say, but got you, man, but got you, man, but got you, man. Those people, and shout out to you, and thank God that there's real people in this world who are real men and who don't buy into that bullshit. Like, and I see it time and time again, and it's sad, you know, because do I enjoy me a good Rusty Truck Live. I love that channel. I love the community. I love everybody that participates in it. And Rusty, man, shout out to that. I said it in their comments one night, like, how cool is it for Power Stroke to have such a cool dad that kicks it on live with him like that, right? But now I have to sit there and watch it, and I don't comment. You know, I'm in there, but I don't comment. And for the simple fact that there's these people who, for some reason, they can't get past it, right? Like, they're so offended for somebody else. And dude, you gotta take this God-given gift of being able to process and perceive things the way you want and use it, dude, right? Here's what I'm trying to say. If you think what I say about this guy making an ass of himself is funny, but then when I make a video about this other guy making an ass of himself, you can't get behind it because it's... No, that's not funny, gotcha, man. How dare you? I'm doing the same thing, right? You don't get to pick and choose whether if you like me for how I perceive things and how I take things that happen and put my own spin on it and deliver it to you, then you like it no matter who it's about, right? That just tells me that this person that I talked about has somehow got some sort of a hold over you. And that's where people start this talk about this cult thing and start this talk about how, there's more to it than that. It's not just a fan. There's some pigeonholed over this person that they're not even allowed to laugh at something that's funny, even though it's from a guy that they followed for years that's made them laugh about every other person they've talked about. But no, hold on a minute. No, that guy's different. Is he though? Right? And you're not helping this guy. Because if you did allow yourself to laugh at this guy, then he would maybe take some of the constructive criticism seriously. Another thing that I think is just mind-blowing, but really tells the mind space that some of these people are in, is I'm seeing these comments of people saying, the gotcha man is just trying to get a pass into the redneck rave. And that's the same shit that old hillbilly trash panda, you're just trying to go to Ghost Ranch. You know why people say stuff like that? You guys say stuff like that because you want to go to the redneck rave. You want to go to Ghost Ranch. Listen, I hate to break it to Ryan Upchurch and Justin Time and any other artist or place that you think I want to go. couldn't give a shit. Probably couldn't pay me to go to the redneck rave. Like I said to Justin to his face, it just looks like a mini-thin video to me. A bunch of hillbillies out in the mud. No offense to nobody, but that's not what I want to do whenever I can finally take a week off or a day off or whatever. Like, I'm good. I'll take my truck and go to my own little mud spot if I want to go get a little bit of mudding in. But other than that, I'm a grown man with a beautiful family. If I'm going to take time off work, I'm going to try to take them to some beautiful place we've never seen and spend time as a family. I know that sounds like I'm an old boring dad, but that's just what I am. I don't want to go get drunk in a field with a bunch of dudes. I don't want to go to Ghost Ranch. What? Right? And I've gotten hit with both angles of that. And it's crazy because I've gave Ryan his flowers when he deserved it, but I've also called him out when he deserved it. And I get both spectrums of that. But the real people like Rusty Truck who can see through all of it is like, nah, man, Gotcha Man's been Gotcha Man. You know, he's always had his voice to say his opinion no matter who it is. You know, these people are just so simple-minded, though, that they can't, for some reason, see past that. But I want to clear that up right now. Also, the whole, I've heard so many reasons why I'm on Triple T. He's the other one that I put in the thumbnail. I've heard so many different conspiracy theories of why I'm on this guy's show, The Rundown, every Monday and Thursday night. 8 a.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join The Rundown, submit your songs to the email. I'll put it right here if I can find it. But great show. And the reason that I'm on that show, it's not because Triple T done it in spite of Johnny Gobble. It's not because I'm trying to get close to Adam Calhoun. It's not because I'm hoping that Just in Time lets me lose a crock in a mud hole somewhere in West Virginia next summer. It's because it's a man who has not only devoted so much of his life to fighting for our country, for the freedoms and the rights that we have, and still to this day, even though he could fully probably retire tomorrow and not even have to still works and does his thing. He's online a lot, but and I know people use that against him and say, well, this guy's chronically online. Well, to me, that's also dedication. You look right now at this situation that's resurfacing between, say, like Ryan and Hozier. The fact that Hozier and Ryan are kind of working together again, and Hozier come over to do music with Ryan. You can not only right now look at Triple T's channel to find out the new news on that, the country rap news of that, but you can also look on his channel and find every detail that he could possibly cover when they had a falling out 5, 6, 7 years ago. And that goes with any other country rap news, no matter who the artist is. This man's put in his time. This man has devoted so much time to do so much research on every topic that he possibly can, and does his best to bring up every artist that he thinks that the people want to hear from, and pulls them up there, you know, just like the other day having Bravo, Savannah, Mini Thin, you know, he pulls up, no matter how big, how small they are, he pulls them up, and it's a down-home interview, you know, quick questions. What's your fast food restaurant? What favorite potato chip? You know, what favorite beer? Stuff like that, man. And I think that, I know some people perceive it as corny, but this man has done everything he can to showcase the genre of country rap, and not only showcase the genre, but showcase the players in it, all the artists in it, and all the news that's going on, who's working with who ain't going to work with who, all the inside scoop, to keep all you guys in the know when it comes to all your favorite artists. And not only that, find out what their favorite potato chip is. And to also be the holder of several Purple Hearts. Come on, man. It's a no-brainer. If you don't have respect for that dude, you don't have respect for this country. And he's tried his best, like Rusty said, he's tried his best to be diplomatic. It's probably not going to matter at this point, because people, the same ones that get in Rusty Truck's chat and try to get him to talk shit about me, you are those same ones that jump in Triple T's chat and try to start some shit with him too. Try to get him fired up to say something about Ryan so that you guys can clip it. But some of you guys are just chronic shit starters. Let's just keep it real. But the reason I do the rundown is, number one, I have respect for the man. And I have respect for everything that he does. He's earned his spot. You know, all you goofies out there and trash pandas who just last night or 2 months ago decided you're going to be a reactor and you want the same respect that I'm giving this guy, you're out of your mind. Nobody's going to, right? Like, it takes years to do that. You can, just like me, when somebody stands up for me and says, hey, Gotcha Man's always been that way. He's always gave his honest opinion regardless of whose feelings it possibly would hurt. Well, I can say the same for Triple T. Triple T's always done his research and done whatever he could to cover anything that was happening in country rap so that he is the go-to. Somebody said that to him a while back, said, I don't really look at him as a reaction channel as much as I look at him as the country rap news outlet, right? He's earned that. You know, there's certain things that you have to earn. And the fact that this man, not only can I sit back and look at him and say, man, not only is this man a decorated veteran, and not only is this man put in his time. I mean, it takes a lot to do these videos. People don't realize that. It takes a lot to do these. And to have the back catalog of videos that this guy has that you can go back and verify. Some of you guys do all those videos like he's doing just so that you could finally get in touch with some of these artists, right? Just so you could finally get a DM from a celebrity or a country rap artist who has a pretty big following. And that's your end game, right? That's your end goal is, well, I just want to make enough videos and stir up enough buzz around country rap to where Adam Calhoun will talk to me, to where Justin Time will talk to me, to where Mini Thin will talk to me, to where, you know, whatever, the list goes on and on. Some of you guys out there, the trash pandas of the world, that would be your goal, right? Hey, I just want to do this enough to where some of these people can be in my inbox and I can just flex and say that, you know, I know some of these people. What about the fact that this man not only worked his way up to where he rubbed shoulders with some of these people, but then this man sat down and said, you know what I should do? I need to take the fact that I have these contacts, take the fact that I have these people in my corner and use it for good. And let's start a show to where people who are trying to come up in this game, people who are trying to be the next new thing in this genre can submit their music. And the prize is me giving away to them what has taken me so many years of consistent work to get to, right? Hey, you submit your song, I'll gather these people, the producers, the rappers themselves, some people artists who've been in the game, using those contacts to bring in this team of people to listen to people's music who otherwise wouldn't get heard. It'd be a shot in the dark that they would ever get heard by some of these people who are like Eddie Robinson. The advice that man gives on that show is real advice. I mean, that man really cares. And if anybody cares about their craft, they would take a second to listen to what he has to say. Here's a man saying, hey, well, I worked and earned his spot with all these people. And what do they say? With everything great, you gotta give it away, right? To keep it going. And he says, hey, I'll organize this thing. And with his own time, again, still putting in his time, still sits out there in his studio for hours on end, listening and sorting through all these people who are sending him all these links and all these songs and everything. And then to say, hey, if you win, if you're the one who wins out of this, then I'm going to link you up directly with some of these people at the top of the game. That's the prize. The prize is you get to skip the line completely from everything that he's had to do for all these years. You get to skip the line and go straight up to the front. That's the reason I do it. I could give a shit if Triple T ever lets me come pet his dog, or Justin Time lets me go change a tire on a Razor, or whatever the fuck you people think that I want out of it. But it's crazy, and normally I don't do this. Normally I don't sit down and even give you guys any time of day. But it's getting ridiculous, and it's crazy for me to sit there and have to listen to Rusty try to defend me. I shouldn't even say defend me, but to just say what he knows is the truth. He's like, no, guys, come on, man. Gotcha Man's always been Gotcha Man. But it's also crazy, you know, that there's certain people, and I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to name names, but dude, me and you have agreed on more things than ever. You know, we have a similar style in comedy, and you of all people to sit and go, nah, man, don't even talk about that guy. You know, he needs us. That's some Johnny Gobble shit, man. But it's all good. So listen, I've always been told, and I've always been taught. You know, I've been in management for a long time, and I've been in charge of doing just what I'm doing, speaking to people. And I was always told to start on a kind of a good note, which was me celebrating Valentine's Day and just telling you guys how much I love my significant other and how lucky I feel to have her. You're supposed to break everybody down a little bit, kind of tell them the stuff that's hard to tell them, and then you want to build them back up at the end. So let's build everybody back up at the end, and let's celebrate. How many Gotcha Mans are there nowadays? I mean, there's so many people jumping right on here like this and doing their little skits and doing their little reenactments of people and having fun with it and trying to do it in a laughable way, doing like parody songs, doing joke songs, doing like, dude, how great is that? Right? Like, I'm flattered. I've had people reach out to me here recently and go, dude, have you noticed everybody's trying to bite your style? Everybody's trying to take over what the Gotcha Man does and do these little skits and stuff. And I was like, nah. And a couple of people named, they were like, bro, Savannah Dexter just did a little skit, and Simple Man did a skit, and so-and-so did a skit. And I was like, dude, I'm honored. Like, that's fantastic. Could you imagine a year and a half ago, people, and listen, I seen one person, I'm not going to name his name, but a year and a half ago, he made a video. We're friends, you know, and we spoke after this, and I think the guy's a wonderful guy. I mean, a beautiful person, beautiful human being, beautiful soul. But a year and a half ago, whenever I was doing what I'm doing, and let's be real, I didn't create anything, right? Commentary and what I do has been around as long as time. Since the beginning of a man saying and acting a certain way, there's been another man pointing out the fact that this guy acts and says things a certain way. It's been from the dawn of time. That's what news coverage is. That's what books and documentaries about people. That's been from the beginning of time. Gotcha Man didn't create anything. I'm not whatever. I'm not a pioneer of nothing. So to say people were biting my style is kind of lame, but I get what people were doing. Whatever. A year and a half ago, I would have never dreamt, you know, because I had this certain artist say to me, bro, like, you don't do music, you don't do nothing. Like, what is it you do? Like, it's kind of crazy to come on the internet and do these little videos that you do talking about somebody who's an artist or talking about somebody who does whatever. And I'll be damned if within the last week I didn't click on Homeboy's channel and he literally was sitting there doing a little bit, doing a little skit. And I was like, damn how things have come around. Damn how full circle things have come, right? But what I'm trying to say is I love it, man, and I'm not going to change. And I know 95% of you are sitting here going, gotcha, man, what are you talking? We already know. Like, why are you doing this video? It's the 5% of you guys. It's the 5% of you guys that I kind of feel bad for. You guys are kind of lost and you don't realize it. The little split hair things that you try to do, there's no hope for people like this. There's nothing I can say for you. But when people always ask me this too, where's your allegiance at? Like, what side do you fall on? First of all, I think it's crazy that there's sides, right? But let me say this. If you want to consider Adam Calhoun a certain camp, and you want to consider Ryan Upchurch the opposite of that camp, let me just say this, all right? Being the gotcha man, it's hard to get data like I got, and that's because nobody keeps it real. But I have, so thankfully, I can give you this data. I've kept it 100% real, regardless whether it was Ryan Upchurch or whether it was Adam. And Ryan Upchurch, and I even every single time that he is right and victorious in a situation and I have to eat my words, I say it. You know, just like whenever he came out and said that this cop was out, had it out for him and whatever, and I made roast videos and I was like, oh, look at this paranoid idiot thinks that this cop's after him. And he sounds just like Gobble saying that the police are corrupt. Turns out he was right. That cop, Jeremy Long, was after him. And when he come on Instagram and celebrated his victory and said, hey, I just won this court case, this cop was found to have not only problems with me, but several other people. Gave him his flowers. So I'm saying all that to say, because you have to spell it out for these people. Regardless whether it's him or Adam, I've kept it real. Now, everybody on his side, when I do that, freak out, unsubscribe, go into other people's lives and try to say, well, but what about Gotcha Man? Don't you hate him? Shouldn't it be fuck him? Let's get a fun together. Adam's side, and I'll see if I can find the comment, because Adam himself said this in a video where I clowned both of them, where I clowned him and Ryan both. And I said, dude, these motherfuckers, right? Like, what are they doing? He commented on my video and said, hey, at least you're fair. You're fair. I might not have liked what you said about me, but you didn't just shit on me and praise him, or shit on him and praise me. You were fair. Just saying, man. Some people from another side could learn a lot from that type of behavior. But love y'all. If I don't see you over the weekend, I got a couples massage scheduled tomorrow. It's gonna be fun, right? Happy Valentine's Day. But I love you guys, man. And if I don't see you over the weekend, I will see you Monday night at the Rundown, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time.